Hello everyone, my name is Vimal Raj. I'm a lecturer from the Mechanical Department from GEMS Polytechnic College, Aurangabad, Bihar. So today we are going to see on unit number 4, that is from the subject Environmental and Pollution Control, and the subject code is 1625503. So today we are going to see the noise pollution, that is a unit number 4, and this is the lecture number 13. And the topic that we are today, that is sources of noise pollution. Industrial sources, transport of vehicles, household, public address systems, agricultural machines, defense equipments, and miscellaneous sources. So these are the contents that we're going to discuss today. So let's get into the video. So first of all, what is noise? So the people who doesn't know what is noise is nothing but it is defined as any unwanted sound that you do not need or want to hear. So basically noise is nothing but the unwanted sound which is not pleasant to our ears. Even though for a better example, we all love to listen music, right? So what if the volume of the music is very high, so it will be irritating to our ears, right? So that is called the noise. So if it has been put in the less volume, it will be very pleasant to hear. But at the same time, if it has been uh, volume up, or the volume has been raised, what will happen is we will be getting irritated because of the extreme sound. So that is called the noise. So noise pollution. So the topic that we are going to discuss is noise pollution, right? So noise pollution is nothing but the unwanted or excessive sound that can have deleterious effects on human health and environmental quality. Noise pollution is commonly generated inside many industrial facilities and some other workplace, but it also comes from highway, railway, and airplane traffic and from outdoor construction activities. So basically we all know what is noise pollution. So noise pollution is nothing but the excessive or unwanted sound that is not pleasant to our ears. That's called the noise pollution. And what are the sources of noise pollution? So these noise pollution is being coming out from certain activities. So that is all mentioned here, that is industrial activities and transportations, that is railways or roadways or aeroplane and constructional activity. So all those things comes under the noise pollution. So the sources of noise pollution, so the first source is industrial sources, and the second one is transport of vehicles, third one is the household, fourth one is the public address system, fifth one is the agricultural machines, defense equipments, and miscellaneous sources. The first source that we're going to discuss is industrial sources. So industrial sources. Progress in technology, that is called industrialization, has resulted in creating noise pollution. Textile mills, printing presses, engineering establishments, and metal works, etc., contributes heavily towards noise pollution. In industrial cities like Kolkata, Ludhiana, Kanpur, etc., often the industrial zones are not separated from the residential zones of the city, especially in the case of small scale industries. So basically in our India, most of the industrialization is happening uh, in the cities like Kolkata, Ludhiana, and Kanpur, where in which these industrial areas are not separated from the residential zones. That means these industrial areas are nearby to the residential area. So that means where people will be living, as well as this industry also will be there. So what happens is, so when this these industrial activities is happening or the work is going on, there will be enormous amount of sound will be produced from this industrial activities, because they will be having big machines wherein which they have to do so much of machining works and all they have to do, like manufacturing, textile industry, so many things will happen, because we are not sure what what industry will be there, right? So basically industry comes under like, so big machines will be there, and what happens is when they turn on those machines, the sound that comes out of the machines will be more, because huge size machines will produce huge amount of noise. So when it is near to the residential area, what happens is this sound will be very disturbing to the residential people. So obviously what happens is people will be getting irritated because of this sound, and it leads to so much of activities. So those things will be we will be discussing in the later on videos, where we some not only the mental activities, physical illness will also occurs because of this noise pollution. So the next one is these operates from workshops located on the ground floors of the residential areas and causes annoy and basically see if you see the areas like Ludhiana, Kanpur and all, people will be having their industries down there in the ground floor, and where in which in the first floor they will have their houses. So what is happening is, so basically they will have their industries in the residential areas. So literally we could have come across in our life itself, because when we go some places we would be seeing some industries which is running in on the ground floor, and the house will be on the top floor. So these kind of things which will not only affect their own family, which will be affecting the others also. So basically when they want to run an industry, they should be running it on the urban area, not in the, they should not be running in the residential area. Non-residential area only they can run these industries. So these are the most important things. And the next one is this situation is the situation is much better in modern planned cities like Chandigarh, where the industrial areas is kept away from the residential areas, and both are separated from each other by a sufficiently wide green belts. So these are the facts. So this is an example where in which we could see that when they do this welding process, literally in Chennai also I could see nearby home there are so many welding factories, lathe machine shops, so many things are there. See, they are occupying the place. They are not on a large scale industry. I will not say that it's a large scale industry, but it's a small scale industry. So basically they need a small place to run their business. So what happens is when they do this kind of things, it is basically they are doing this work on the residential areas, right? So nearby so many civilians will be there, so many people will be living. So basically they are causing trouble to the people, because the sound that comes out of from these machines will be more. And even some patients are there, if suppose any medically challenged people are there, if suppose people who's in the medication, they will be going under severe pressure, because when they hear this enormous amount of sound, automatically their blood pressure will increase. So next one is the transport of vehicles. So basically, transport plays a major role, because we all know what is transport is all about. Automobile revolution in urban centers have proved to be a big source of noise pollution. Increasing traffic has given rise to traffic jams in the congested areas, where the repeated hooting of horns by impatient drivers piercing the ears of all the road users. Noise from airplanes constitutes on increasing seriously problem in the big cities like Delhi, Mumbai. So basically, we all know what is transportation. So for our daily needs, we use this transportation, railways, roadways, airways. So basically, when they do this kind of thing, so automatically the sound that comes from these vehicles will be more enormous, because literally I would have explained it on the noise pollution topic in the earlier videos, when which you could see that, people who travel in aeroplanes, they could literally they could have feel it, because they would have feel it because when they sit next to the turbines, people who opt for the window side seats, uh, sometimes they might have this problem, where in which the seat will be allocated near the wing side. So either it could be left or right. So when they have been placed on the wing side, the turbines will be there. So when the turbine is next to them, the sound that comes from the turbine will be more. So literally they need to close it here with either they have to close it with the earbuds, or they need to listen to some other musics with a high volume, because the sound that comes will be annoying, and people will not be pleasant to hear that sound, and they will be affected with that sound, because they might lose their sleep. If suppose they are going traveling for about 5 hours flight, means they need to take a rest for at least 2 or 3 hours, because literally they cannot travel like that. So when the time comes, they if they need to take a rest, means it will be a problematic because of the sound that comes from the turbines. So as we all see nowadays in the roadways, so many lorries, so many cars, bikes are running. So because of that, what happens is they use this horning system. That ons that comes sound comes is very I mean annoying, because traffic jam, we all know what the traffic jam is all about. See, the populated, densely populated cities like Mumbai, Chennai, or Bihar, Kolkata, these areas are densely populated areas, where in which literally you cannot travel from one place to another place in a particular in a stipulated time. That is impossible because of the traffic jam. So the sound that comes from this traffic jam is more. These are some of the pictures where in which you could see the traffic jam is. See, literally, if you stand in the middle of this traffic jam, you could literally feel the pressure, because the sound that comes is will be annoying. Next one is a household thing. So the household is an industry in itself, and is a source of many indoor noises such as banging of doors, noise of playing children, crying of infants, moving of furniture, loud conversations of the inhabitants. So see, these are some of the examples I would say, because it's not like that. We always do not focus on the industries alone. We need to focus on this term household also, because industry is an area where in which the industrial works will be happening. But see, in the household also, people will be doing such kind of things, because if you see the points, like banging of doors. See, so many houses they will bang their doors like anything, and noise of playing children. So we cannot control that, because they have children, and we cannot control the crying infants also. But in some cases we can control, because some adult people also, they will be they'll be having a conversation in a loud voice, which will be very annoying to the others, which will be loud, and which is not pleasant, which is not meant to be pleasant to others. And people who do the parties and all, they will be having this big speakers, and the the bass speakers and all, they turn up the volume, high volume, they will have, they do the parties, all those things they will do. So these kind of things which will be very annoying. And household things like domestic gas, like mixer grinder, see, mixie and all. If you turn on the mixie, the sound that comes will be very annoying. Even the people who use that mixie will be annoyed with the sound that comes. And pressure cookers and all those things are there. So household items also causes enormous amount of noise pollution. So this is a picture. And the public address system. So in India, people need only the slightest of an excuse for the using loudspeakers. The reason may be religious function, a birth, death, marriage, elections, demonstrations, or just commercial advertisements, public systems. So many things are there. See, the public address system is an annoying one in India nowadays, because even for a birth or death, no, in no other I mean no other country they celebrate the death something like this. They will be very, they see, even if you see some of the foreign countries, for the death and all, the death ceremony, there will be mourning in silence. So that is what the death ceremony is all about. But here in India only, what the thing is happening is, people celebrate the death ceremony like anything. They burst the crackers, they make a hell of a noise. The whole street will be seeing, the whole area people will be seeing, and just seeing something like they come out of their house and they see something, some miraculous things is happening like that. See, death ceremony is something, someone is lost their life, and all the relations, people will be in mourning. But what happens is, here it is totally opposite. So even in marriage also, they will do this bang bang things and all. So many things will be there. They use this big trumpets, all the music systems, everything they will do. Then they will disturb the public. So this is which is not meant to be right way, because these things also creates enormous amounts of noise pollution. And uh, as a people of India, as citizen of India, we need to address all those things. So this is an example of public address systems. Some meetings and all things and happens, right? Protesting, all those things will happen. So these are things to be controlled, because we cannot tell that only everybody are good, everybody are physically strong, their health is good. We cannot say like that, right? So many people might have problems, so we need to understand the situation also. So agriculture machines, tractors, thrashers, harvesters, tube wells, power drillers, etc., have all made agriculture highly mechanical, but at the same time highly noise level, like 900 dB to 98 dB, due to running of farm machines have been recorded in the state of Punjab. So that means what happens is, even when it goes with the agriculture activities, they use this machines like tractors, all those things. See, that also produce an enormous amount of noise, so we cannot neglect that, but we can reduce it in a moderate way, because technology is developing. All we know that, we all know that in the earlier days they use this uh, the bull to do this harvesting and all, I mean, for the land things. But nowadays they go for the tractors, because time consuming. They just need to put a diesel, they can reduce the time. But that time the noise pollution was very less, but now the noise pollution is more. So if we lose one thing, we are gaining one thing. So the thing is that it should be even. So we should be ready to lose something to gain something. So if we lose one thing, we should be gaining something out of it. So that's a formula. So agriculture activities also makes a hell of a noise, because we all know that this the thing that they do in agriculture will be very annoying. As we live in Bihar, we all know that nearby our college itself, there are so many agriculture lands are there. So during the harvesting time, it will be like I mean, like a, like a function. It will be like, because they use this milling thing, machines, all those things. They will have it and they make it, and the sound will be more. Some of the agriculture machines. So defense equipments. A lot of noise pollution is added to the atmosphere by artillery, tanks, launching of rockets, explosions, exercising of military airplanes, shooting practice, screams of jet engines, and sonic booms have a deafening impact on the ears, and in extreme cases have been known to shatter the window panels and hold dilapidated buildings. So what happens is, when they do this defense practice, and all, see, I'm not against this. So basically what I'm trying to say is, they can do all those things. They have to do it in the area where in which it should be out of the residential area. Basically, see, when they do this kind of practice and all, what happens is, uh, if they do it in the residential areas, what happens is, the noise that comes from this defense practice and all will be more, and which is not tolerable. See, people who use this guns and all, when they use the shooting practice and all, they themselves will wear their earbuds, because the noise that comes from the guns will be more. So in order to control that, they use this earbuds. So what if the people who is not having that earbuds, if the residential people who is near to the shooting range, means they will be really affected with the sound, because the sound that comes from this gun is will be more than 100 decibels, so which can really damage our ears. So which we need to do, which we need to focus on that. And the explosions and the rocket launches, all those things happens, they should be do it on the non-residential area, in which it should be far away from the place where people live. So defense things and all should be taken care. So rocket launch, all those things. So basically, even if the sound is more, even a whole building can be disturbed, and it can be destroyed, demolished with the sound. So miscellaneous sources. So these are the miscellaneous sources like automobile repair shops, construction works, blasting, bulldozing, stone crushing, etc., or other source of noise pollution. So miscellaneous sources is unexpected things. See, uh, sometimes some constructions will happen. So these kind of things will happen like blasting of bulldozing. See, sometimes they use this bulldozers to take the what do you call the take the unwanted scraps from an area. So when they use this, the sound will be coming, and sometimes the stone crushing thing happen. So these are the miscellaneous things which we cannot expect, which can happen at any point of time. So we cannot go and we cannot control it. So these are the things or the miscellaneous sources. So with this we have come to the conclusion of the video. So today we have studied about the source of noise pollution, and hope you guys understand the video. And so this is a reference book, so if you want any clarity you can go just refer this book. So you guys, thank you for listening to this video. So we will be seeing the next topic on the next video.